guys, I'm going to kind of show you a intro to jazz kind of thing. The jazz realm of music uses a lot of seventh chords and up from that. And when I mean up, I mean they use a lot of like sevenths, ninths, 13ths, stuff like that. But for right now, we're just going to keep everything basically as seventh and ninth chords. So what I was playing there is I'm just using my fingers, because jazz typically uses a lot of fingerstyle guitar. You can play with a pick, but jazz usually uses a lot of fingerstyle because then you can use bass lines. So basically what I was doing is I was taking an A major 7 chord, and that shape is first finger on the 5th fret of the low E. We're going to mute the A string, put our ring finger on the 6th fret of the D, pinky on the 6th fret of the G, and middle finger on the 5th fret of the B, and we're going to mute that high E. And then I was doing this shape. And you could call this like a D 13th chord, a D major 13th. And that shape is going to be ring finger on the root, which is the 5th fret of the A string. Then your first finger is going to pull back to the 4th fret of the D string. Your pinky is going to grab the G string on the 6th fret, and then your ring finger is going to grab the 5th fret of the B string. It's kind of a clunky shape. It's not that bad though. So we have A major 7, D major 13th, A major 7, D major 13th. And then what I was doing towards the end is I was doing a B minor 7, which is a ring finger on the low fret of the 7th on the E. We're going to mute that A string. And then this is what's kind of clunky about this shape, is we're going to take our ring finger and essentially bar the D through the high E string. Some guys play it this way. I typically like it that way. Some play it like that with your first two fingers. Like I said, it's a preference thing. And then what I'm doing with this shape is that I'm going to a E9 chord, an E dominant 9th, which is basically kind of the same idea here. You're going to leave that bar there, but instead of putting your ring finger on the low E string, you're going to put it on the A string. And we're going to put our first finger 1 fret back on the 6th fret of the D string. It's an easy transition from that way. So far I have that A major 7, D major 13, B minor 7, and E7. And basically what I'm doing with my right hand here is I'm kind of just plucking bass note and grabbing the rest of the notes. And kind of doing like a hit. Basically what I'm doing there is I'm doing this little octave thing. And it kind of goes along with like a melody, I guess. So that octave thing is... And I'm putting my first finger on the G string of the 7th fret and grabbing the octave note, which is a D note, on the high E of the 10th fret. And then I'm sliding that whole shape down. Oops. And then I'm hopping up a string and going to the D string 7th fret, B string 10th fret, so far. Oops. And then I'm taking that same shape that I had here and moving it down to the 4th fret, where I'll have my first finger on the 4th fret of the D string and my pinky on the 7th fret of the B, and then I'm sliding that back. jazz uses these kinds of shapes chords, so you can move this in any key. If I wanted, I could move it to well, I'm in A. Let's move it to C sharp major 7. Kind of a funky key to move it in, but nonetheless, these whole shapes are movable. So once you have these shapes ideas, you can basically move them anywhere. Okay guys, so that was kind of an intro to jazz. If you guys want to see any future videos related to it, leave me a comment or whatever, and we can break something down like that.